business did not start in the 70s or the 80s. It started a very long time, in the early 19th century, 19 or even 1890 or something like that. They were, as you know, the people here live mainly is diving for the pearl trading. So the pearl used to come here. They used to bring it from the sea and they sell it. Plus fishing, we lived fishing, and you will see now the main business of the people is fishing and pearl. They used to have, even one of the families who have this wooden dhows, to trade between India, between Africa, Yemen, and Iran, and the rest of the GCC, which is not GCC that time, it's the Gulf countries. The 60s, the oil, we discovered the oil here. But the oil was one of the factors who helped the country to develop. His Highness worked really hard with his team. Of course, and believe me, most of the ideas comes from him. This is I have experienced that. I was involved in Dubai World Cup, involved in other Dubai World Championship for Arabian horses. So whatever our people, our leaders have a vision, made this country where you see it now. Sheikh Rashid, decided to build Jebel Ali Port. Jebel Ali Port was really something important. Happened not only to Dubai or UAE, it happened to the world or the region. And I remember, when they were building Jebel Ali, I was a student that time. There is many people, why we need this much big of a port? But His Highness Sheikh Rashid has a different vision. When the Emirates airline started, that's a big thing happened. It is one of the most busiest airport in the world. Dubai made a brand for themselves, telling the truth. Then the laws here has been, more developed to attract more people. We have established the free zones, which you can own the business in that designated area, and to help the people to come. You see all the free zones here we have. All these industries came out. Also the DIFC, when they started it, it was really a big attraction. And it's a new country that time. Well, there is no too much rules and regulations. So we created those rules to suit people to do business. Even the banks, regulatory agencies we have here. Central, we have ASCA, Dubai Financial Market, public companies listed in our market here. We have in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, which they are doing very well. They are the most active share market in the region, at least in GCC. I know some law firms from the 70s. They are here. I remember them very well. Foreign law firms, not local. Local came up here in the 80s. Started. One of them is Galadari Advocates, which they started in 1983. A big challenge. You are competing with foreign law firms, more experience. They have a lot of exposure, but we have developed ourselves, and we have reached what we have reached now.
Well, the ambition of the country is to focus on growth, focus on sustainability, focus on empowerment, focus on empowering youth, empowering women, empowering the next generation that is going to take the UAE for the next 40 years or the next 50 years. Started from plain desert to becoming one of the most important business hubs in the region and one of the most important business hubs in the world. I think for its size, it has done astonishingly well, and I can't see any other. We cannot resemble it to any other country that has done so well in so much little time. So the UAE is striving to become a strategic player in the global platform, and its priorities is aligned with the priorities of the globe. Today, doing business in the UAE is very similar to doing business in any sophisticated, forward business hub. The country has introduced new regulation that will help the financial sector, that will help doing business in the UAE easier for investors, that will help general business and economic growth in the UAE. You can see from the height of COVID, when a lot of the world closed down and decided to clamp down, we introduced regulations that would eventually attract investors. Reduction of the 100% foreign ownership, I think that would heighten investor opportunities in the UAE. The change in regulation in the financial sector, the change in the regulation in the judicial sector, and generally the development of regulation across the board in the UAE, I think will attract a lot of positive opportunities for the UAE. And this is what makes the UAE unique. It's adaptability, it's a quickness to change, it's a fast forward thinking, quick on its feet type of reaction. Next couple of years, we expect an acceleration in the way we conduct business and an increase in the volume of opportunities. And I think the UAE is excited to see this. Historically, Galadari has always advised the country and the leadership on regulation and legislation. And it has been a part of the UAE's DNA in developing those concepts and being at the forefront of developing those concepts. What we want to do is we want to continue to help develop the country and continue to help businesses realize their ambition.